trying to grow out my hair because I want like a sort of shaggy, longer hairdo that goes with my natural hair texture. But unfortunately, I have a really hard time with long hair because at the length it is right now, which is the exact wrong length, it just keeps blowing down my throat and choking me when I walk down the street. So I may end up cutting it off and getting a bob again, you know, like a short little bob, I think. But we're not here to talk about my hair today. We're here to talk about a girl who never needs a trip to the salon because her hair is already perfect, and that's Miss Barbara Millicent Roberts. And the particular topic we're here to discuss today is face molds. I'm very interested in faces. I love faces, which is part of the reason I collect dolls, because I like to have like unique and interesting things to look at. So the more unique and interesting the face is, the more I gravitate to it, and Barbie's done a lot with face molds over the years, and today we're talking about my top 10 favorites. I'm gonna be really honest, and I feel like a lot of these faces sort of at the center of the list until we get to the very top could be like interchangeable for positions. I did them 1 through 10 or 10 through 1, whichever way you want to think about it, like least favorite to favorite, but these are the top 10 favorites. You understand what I'm saying? The center portion really is very interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. Like, I like them all, which is why they're on the list. I've made the list on this. I do have Fashion Dolls DE sitting next to me as a reference, so that's what we'll be using today to look at the face molds. I also own a lot of these dolls, so if I do own the doll, we'll be taking a look at the version of the doll that I own. And so for the video today, we're doing my top 10 favorite Barbie face molds. Please feel free in the comment section below to tell me what your favorite Barbie face molds are. I'm very interested in people's opinions. Tell me who your top 10 favorite Barbie face molds are. Tell me if you think that my choices are absolutely insane. I don't mind. The comment section is for conversation, and I'll be happy to have a conversation with anybody who'd like to talk about dolls, because that's my favorite topic to discuss. So without any further ado, let's get into my top 10 favorite Barbie face molds. I'm gonna start off here with my honorable mentions. There's 2 dolls that were on the list. They got kicked off the list. They came back on the list. They were kicked off again. And the first one we will discuss today is Miss Lena. And this is the Lena I have in my collection. This is the Barbie Looks Mix and Match doll, Mattel Creations exclusive. She's very, very beautiful. Look at that stunning face. This was a Barbie face mold that first came out in 2020 with Barbie Looks #1. Here's a photograph of that doll. She's very beautiful. I feel like that skin tone is like my preferred Lena. I feel like she looks the best that way. As you can see from this face mold, it's got a lot of detail in it, and you'll see that's like a theme in my preferences towards face molds, is ones that are detailed. I like a heavy bone structure, a jawline with some structure, a nose shape that's kind of unique and interesting. I like a lip that sticks out from the face a bit, and of course the screening changes like the look of the doll to some extent. But as far as face molds are concerned, that's something that I look for and I like. So that's Lena. Look at her nose, is really cute. Her profile is great. But she is on the honorable mentions list. We love her, but she didn't quite make the top 10. Our next honorable mention, we're only doing 2 honorable mentions, is Elle. This is another doll that came out in 2020. A good year for Barbie face molds, I do suppose. She was Barbie Looks model #2. This is another one that has a very unique face. I say unique, but I feel like I gravitate towards this face a lot, and I feel like there's a lot of dolls on this list that kind of have a similar vibe to her. She's got a very full lip, which I love. She's got a very pretty face shape. It's a little softer than some of the other dolls that I gravitate to, but I think it's really pretty. She's got some nice high cheekbones. Her eye shape, which might be a screening, but it looks like they screen them all that way, is like very almondy, which I think is really, really pretty. I love this nose. I think this nose is so beautiful. This is one of my favorite styles of noses, and that's what I'm here for with Elle. So she's making my list as an honorable mention. She was on the list, she was off the list, but she's here because she's beautiful. Now let's finally start with the dolls on the list. We're gonna start with number 10. Once again, I feel like number 10 through like number 3 are like interchangeable. Like honestly, they could have gone anywhere, and it could change by the day. In fact, it has many times as I was working on this video. At present, I don't know what time it is, I'm not wearing a watch. But at present, on this day, I believe it is May 1st, 2025, my number 10 favorite Barbie face mold is, and this might come as a shock, but maybe not, this Barbie Fashionista face. Labeled at HJ R99. Does not have a name, unfortunately, and was only used once in Barbie Fashionista number 200. The reasons I like this face, I feel like she looks very Native American, which is not a face structure necessarily represented often in dolls, so she's a little bit unique to me. She's got those beautiful high cheekbones. Look at them, aren't they stunning? There's the side. She's got a nice jawline. Her nose specifically, I mean, it's cute from the side, but specifically from the front, to me, is a unique nose shape. I think that's very attractive. She's got a very wide lip, which I feel like maybe is a look that we don't see very often in dolls. And I just love the way this doll looks. And it's just so sad we've only ever seen her once, but I'm really super happy to have her in my collection. I mean, come on. Well, I also wish her face wasn't pixelated, but she is a fashionista, so I guess we get what we get. Number 9. I don't know if this one's gonna come as a shock to anybody. It might, because of what I've said, like, up until now. But my number 9 favorite Barbie face mold is the Diva Midge face mold. This is a face mold that was first used in Barbie in the Rockers in 1986. This one is the Happy Families Midge, you know, Miss Controversy, because she's pregnant, and when they originally released her, she didn't have a wedding ring. Shock, horror, oh my god, like, it's a doll, stop. There are many things I like about this face mold. First of all, she's nostalgic, because I remember seeing her growing up and thinking that she was really cute. But I love that she looks like a redhead. I don't know how to describe it. I just feel like there are like facial features often seen in people that have red hair, and I feel like they did a good job with this doll and those features. I feel like she also has a very feminine presenting face. She's got like really wide set eyes. She's got cute little nose. It is a button nose, but sometimes I like a button nose if it suits the face really well. I like her lip shape. I feel like it's a little bit different than, you know, traditional Barbie, the ones that we have been seeing. She also has a closed mouth, and that's another thing. I think every single doll on this list, except for maybe one, will have a closed mouth because I just prefer them to open mouth dolls. It's a soft face shape. It's kind of different to my normal preferences, but there's just something about Diva Midge that I love so much, and so she made it to number 9 on my list. Here's a girl we all know and love coming in at number 8. It's Miss Claudette. I do have this version of Claudette, the most recent version of her. When I saw this doll, I literally gasped. First of all, her face structure is very, very beautiful, but also it was like the hair and the styling and the skin color. It's the whole thing. And this doll was first used in the 2015 Claudette Gordon doll. I guess that's why her name is Claudette. And I just think the face is really pretty. It once again has the high cheekbones that I love. She's got a really square jaw, and her face is kind of the same all the way around, which I think is really pretty. It's just like a very balanced looking face to me. She's got kind of a small nose. She's got those kind of lips, the pouty lips that I really like. I like her eyes, like where they're placed on her face. I feel like that's a weird thing to say, but they're like wide set but not too wide set. I feel like they suit the face shape really nice. I don't know, look at the squareness of that jawline. That's beautiful. And this is a doll, a face sculpt that I find to be like really universal. Like I feel like she looks beautiful as a black woman, but they've done her in all the skin tones, and I feel like it works for every single one, which makes her versatile. And I love a versatile girl, and so that's why Miss Claudette is coming in at number 8. Like today. She could be higher or lower tomorrow. Alright, the next one, I don't know if it's newness bias. It really might be. It might just be like she's at the top of mine right now. And it's not that I don't like the face. Like obviously I like the face because it's here. But the doll that's coming in at number 7 is this doll. On Fashion Dolls DE, they have her listed as Lizette. I don't know where they're getting this information, but we're going with it for the video. So this is from the new Barbie Basics You Create kit number 1. She has a very unique face in my opinion. I feel like she looks very Middle Eastern. She could maybe be Indian, like from India. I feel like they did a really nice job. I feel like it's a very unique mold. First of all, she has a nose like that. That's one of my favorite noses. I feel like it turns down a little bit, which is not something you often see in dolls, and it's kind of long. I mean, long for a doll. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? I love that nose. I'm a big fan of a good nose. She also has like a softer jawline than some of the other girls that I'm super interested in. She's got a narrow face. I feel like she looks cute on the petite body because of that. But her lip shape is also super unique and interesting. She's got like a very slim top lip and a very full bottom lip, which is an interesting feature. I love that. I think that's so pretty. And it's hard to tell with this screening. I feel like she has a pretty flat eye mold. Like, it doesn't have that much going on as far as like mold is concerned. I feel like maybe I like the screening. The way they've painted her eyes on super almondy, I think that looks nice. But I feel like she could go in a lot of different ways as far as eyes are concerned because that eye mold area is so flat. So I feel like this one's maybe a little bit more versatile than even you'd think. And I'm just discovering this right now. So maybe she does belong on the list. I don't know. I think she's so beautiful. I love this doll. She's definitely my favorite doll of Barbie Basics You Create kit #1. She's so cute. She's so unique. Love her so much, and that's why she's coming in at number 7. All right, now we're getting into ones that I feel like look like other ones. Actually, we've already been there. I don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, we're moving on to another doll that I have discovered recently, and I feel like it's kind of a face style that I gravitate towards. I just think it's beautiful, and that doll is number Simone. Oh god. And the number 6 doll on this list is Simone. This is a recent acquisition for me. This is the 45th anniversary Black Barbie doll, a glam doll that I love, which is uncommon. But this face, oh my god, is it not absolutely stunning? I feel like she shares some features with some other faces that I've already discussed. Like, I feel like her nose shape and her lip shape is kind of looks like Elle, but there's something about the face shape that I like better on this one than Elle. Obviously, she made the list. This sculpt came out in 2022 and was first used in the Barbie Looks number 10 doll. This is another one that has like really beautiful high cheekbones and sort of a square-ish but not super square jawline. It has less of a square shape than the Claudette, but I don't know. I think it's really pretty. It slins down at the chin area, which I think is really feminine and beautiful. She's another lip shape that's like quite full. I really gravitate towards full lips, obviously, and is like a little, but it's like not as the Claudette. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Again, another nose that I really like. I feel like that's such a beautiful shaped nose. I love the profile on that one. Look at that. And from the front, she's also beautiful. She has like a pretty detailed sculpted eye, so I feel like those eyes are kind of where they go and what you're gonna get, where they're positioned on the face. I feel like that's such a weird thing to say, where they're positioned on the face, but it's a face mold. I don't know, it's really attractive and it looks really good, okay? I mean, clearly this sort of face, as you've seen so far, is like my preference. Like a very sculptural cheekbone, a unique and interesting nose. I feel like this specific nose, kind of that, a lip shape that's quite full is another preference of mine, and she kind of fits in all of those characteristics. She's very, very pretty. Love me some Simone. Would love to have more Simones in my collection, in fact. Another doll that's a classic. She's one that I feel like a lot of people like and a lot of people are nostalgic for. My number 5 favorite Barbie face mold, and that's Miss Steffi. This is presently the only Steffi I have in my collection, unfortunately. I'd really like to get my hands on that Chase Midge. I'd also really like to have a vintage Steffi, but this face mold was introduced in 1971. I mean, the trademark is from 1971. It seems like the first doll came out in 1972, and that was Walk Lively Steffi. Don't know, we'll have to get a picture of her to see what she's like. But this face mold I feel like is a nostalgia face mold. It has a face shape that's very similar to OG Barbie, with her little tiny nose and her sort of like full cheeks, like not a very prominent jawline at all. There's just something nostalgic about the face shape, right? But this one leaves you a lot more opportunity. She has less of an eye mold, so there's more opportunity for different eye looks. There is definitely little places to put them eyes though, so they go there. That's where they go, and I feel like they go in a good place on her face. She also has a lip shape that I really like because once again, they're pretty full. She looks like she's doing this, which I think is so cute. And so I feel like this face is a nostalgic face mold for a lot of people, but also it takes the original Barbie face mold and sort of builds on it and makes it a little more modern, a little bit more diverse. And that's what I feel like I like about it. I don't know. What do you think? Steffi is so cute to me. I love her so much. I don't know, I feel like that's maybe a little low for Steffi, but we're moving on to number 4 now. And this is a doll that I have 0 of them in my collection, which is very, very sad. And this is the Selma face mold. And the trademark was registered in 2017, and the first doll with the Selma face mold did come out in 2017. So that matches up this time. And this was the Selma Dupart James doll. She's very, very beautiful. This doll is very pretty to me. Once again, I feel like she shares a lot of features with some other dolls that I really like. She's got the big full lips. She's got probably the biggest lip of any of the dolls that I've discussed so far. I love the way that looks. She also has a sort of softer, rounder face than some of the other dolls that I've discussed so far, and I think that's really, really pretty. She's got another nose shape that I feel like is unique. It's kind of a wide set, but it also like has a little tip on it, which I really think is cute and nice. A lot of the dolls that have this face mold are with a darker skin tone, but there's one that I'm looking at here from 2019, the style by Christelle Lim, that looks like she could be Hispanic, mixed race. I don't know. She's really, really pretty. The 40th anniversary Black Barbie, so the 5 years ago version of the Black Barbie, had this face mold. She's very pretty. Oh, I want her. But the one that got away for me, the one that I almost bought multiple times, was like, oh, it's too much money, but now she goes for like $300, was the Puma Barbie. The amount of times I almost bought her, she is so beautiful to me. First of all, her outfit is incredible. We're not here to talk about her outfit, but okay, she has a great outfit. She got cute little edges on there. She got some hair, obviously, and it's in pigtails, but it has like pink running through it. First of all, we're talking about the face mold, so obviously like I love the face mold, but the screening on this one, oh, she's so beautiful to me. She's the one that got away. I wish I had bought her when she was like a reasonable price. She's one I'm looking to add to my collection. I'd probably put her on the grail list at this point. But Selma, who I do not have, unfortunately, in my collection, is coming in at number 4 for her beauty and her grace. Here we go with another doll that I do not have as number 3, and this might seem really surprising to people, but based on the discussions that I already had, it should seem like no, absolutely no surprise. The doll coming in at number 3 is from the Barbie Basics You Create kit number 3, and it's the one on Fashion Dolls DE that is labeled as Min, which is surprising. That's not what I thought her name was gonna be, but Min. I don't know where they're getting these names, but they seem to have the names. There's so many reasons I like this face. Obviously, it has features that I've already discussed that I enjoy. Really high cheekbones, like a super like cut face. It's got a very square jawline. Love that. She's got the full lips that I love. She's got the nose that I love. And this nose, oh, it's just so beautiful to me. I just think it's so stunning. But another feature of this doll that you don't traditionally see in dolls like at all is she has really heavy like lower lids sculpted in, and I just think that's so beautiful and so unique. I've just never seen it in a playline doll before, and I just think this face is so beautiful. It has so much detail in it. I hope that the Barbie Basics You Create kit number 3 isn't the last time we see it, because I'd love to have it in my collection, but I can't spend another $100 on those because I just don't think they're worth $100. I mean, maybe if they go on sale, I don't know. But this is a face that I need in my collection. So many of these that I don't have I need in my collection, that I just think is so unique, so interesting, so detailed, stunning. And her like, what is this thing called? This little thing above the lip is like so deep. It's just a very detailed face, and I'm here for the details, I think is what I'm trying to say. All right. Now we're getting to the top of the list. My number two favorite, and maybe I'm cheating a little bit here, but I'm not differentiating. My number 2 favorite Barbie face mold, of course, you can probably already guess, is Miss Odile. And we're going with open mouth and closed mouth because I'm not choosing between them, because I love them both, and I love them both for different reasons, okay? The first Odile Barbie came out in 2019. That's when the trademark was registered. It was the Flight of Fashion doll. She's very beautiful, but she's certainly not my favorite Odile. I prefer the more simple ones. I would say this one is top for my screening because I love the little twinkle in her eye. Look at that face. Now, there are many reasons I like this. Let's talk about the closed mouth one first because she came out first, okay? So closed mouth Odile. First of all, she's as okay, that's some of the reason I really enjoy her. I just feel like this face is so Barbie. She is Barbie for the modern era. She is Barbie for the modern girl. She's got the tiny little nose from like the original Barbie. So she's a callback. She's always a callback. She's got eye holes that I imagine are like not quite the same, because I feel like her eyes almost don't sit on the same plane, and I just think that's so pretty because that's like what people look like, you know what I mean? They're always like that, they're always screened like that, so I'd have to imagine it's in the face mold. She's got sort of a soft Barbie-ish jawline, which I really like. It's like a wide face but like a short face. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it's kind of unique and interesting. The closed mouth lips, very full, love to see it. And I don't know what it is about her. Look at that profile. She's just the epitome of Barbie, and that's why she's coming in at number 2 for me. She does it all. She's the ultimate beauty, the perfect girl, the girl we all wish we could be, Miss Odile. Absolutely stunning. And then there's open mouth Odile, which I'm refusing to choose between them. She's got more, I mean, they're not quite on the same plane, her eyes, but they look like more even than closed mouth Odile. Still very pretty. She's got the same face shape, the high cheekbones, a sort of wide face, narrow at the chin, soft jawline, cute little nose. But you know, I'm not a big Barbie smile girly. I don't like it. I don't know why. I feel like it kind of always looks a little cheesy. I'm not a fan, but I feel like the way they managed to make her smile but not make her look cheesy is just so perfect. The first open mouth Odile Barbie was actually made in 2022. It came on the pink-haired mermaid doll. That was the first one. Stunning. And this is the Ballet Wishes from 2024. Used the same face mold. This one has a really nice clear screening. She's really beautiful. Either way, Angel Kent is amazing when it comes to just like Barbie-fying a doll, I suppose. Because I feel like Odile, for me, in 2025, is the ultimate Barbie. And that's why she comes in at number 2 in my top 10 Barbie face molds. And finally, we've made it to number 1. And does this doll deserve to be at number 1? Realistically, no. But she's got all the nostalgia in the world for me. When I was growing up as a small child who was obsessed with vintage television and all things vintage, and when I thought I grew up I was gonna look like a vintage 60s lady, I thought that women from the 60s were like the ultimate women. I don't know. Look at me now, I'm in a NASA t-shirt, I have ugly hair, and I'm wearing absolutely no makeup except for mascara. But as that child, that strange, off the beaten path child, I thought that vintage Barbie was the ultimate glamour. I thought she was the ultimate woman. I just thought she was so beautiful and so stunning and so perfect. So for those reasons, both positive childhood association and also because she was the original icon, OG Barbie face mold is coming in at number 1 for me, and I do suppose is probably controversial. She literally shares no characteristics that I generally enjoy. She's got a very round face. It's kind of a strange shape. She's got an extremely high forehead. I mean, she doesn't really look like a person very much at all, if we're being honest. And I feel like she embodies sort of like the cartoon style of the 1960s, so maybe that's where it's coming from. She's got a really heavy sculpted eye shape, obviously. You know what? You know what I'm just noticing? Look. The eyes are sitting on the same plane. Angel Kent. Look at them. I'm literally just noticing this right now. The eyes on these dolls, the way that they sit a little bit not even, is exactly the same. Wow. New things to like about Odile every day, isn't there? But there she is. She's got those heavy sculpted on eyelashes, I think that they're supposed to be. I always thought it was kind of like eye makeup and an eye lip, but I don't know. She's got weird blue eyes, side glance. Her lip shape does stick out, so I do suppose that's nice. And the nose is like extremely swoopy and small. And that was like a nose shape that was like really trendy during that time period, which is why I assume she looks like that. But this don't look like no person I've ever seen. I feel like she's more of a nostalgia choice, but where would we be without her? She was the first, she was the original, and without her, we wouldn't have all of these other amazing dolls today. And those are the reasons why, for me, The number one greatest Barbie face mold of all time is the first one. She's the winner, everybody, because she started it all. So that's my list, my top 10 favorite Barbie face molds. Actually, if we're being honest, it was 12 because I did 2 honorable mentions. I do have a lot of these dolls in my collection, as you can see, and I'm really happy to have them in my collection. I'm happy to own such beautiful ladies. I'm happy to own ladies. That's really not a great thing to say anywhere, but especially on the internet. I'm happy to own all of these beautiful dolls, and I'm happy to be able to get to look at them all the time. I look at my dolls as art pieces. I see them as art. I like to surround myself with beautiful things, and it's just so nice to see these dolls every day. Don't forget to comment down below who's your favorite Barbie face mold of all time. And you know what? Also tell me why. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I hope that you have a wonderful time. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Goodbye!